For centuries, adventurers and archaeologists, the devout and the determined, even Indiana Jones, have all searched for the Bible's most sacred treasure, the Ark of the Covenant.
Yet despite all its fame, it mysteriously disappeared from the pages of history.
How could something so powerful and so holy simply vanish?
This is where they claim the Ark sat.
I'll follow the trail of the Ark from the peak of Mount Sinai to the heart of Jerusalem, to the most ancient monasteries of Ethiopia. But how close can I get to this mighty and mysterious treasure? We're digging for the truth, and we're going to extremes to do it. It's one of the most famous stories in the Bible, the Israelites' 40-year exodus from Egypt to the Promised Land. This was the harsh and dangerous terrain that may have tested their religion and their resolve. Here, there were no temples for worship or prayer. So how did their faith survive? The Bible tells of an extraordinary gift from God, a sacred treasure designed to journey with them. It was perhaps the most powerful religious artifact ever imagined. The Ark of the Covenant.
Hi, I'm Josh Bernstein. The Ark of the Covenant was much more than a storage vessel for the Ten Commandments. According to the Bible, it was a powerful weapon of war and the earthly seat of God Himself.
To the Israelites, the Ark and the tablets inside it were nothing less than a direct link to God. So how could the most precious religious object in the ancient world simply disappear? Where did it go? How did it get there? And can it still be found today? Fortunately, I have the ideal guide for my quest. A book which combines both history and faith. The Holy Bible. According to the Bible, the Ark story begins at Mount Sinai. That's where the Bible says the Ark was made, and where Moses received the Ten Commandments to place inside it.
I'm at the base of Mount Sinai in Egypt. This is a place that is among the most revered sites in this holy land, a place that holds special meaning for Christians, Muslims, and Jews. A place where the Bible, quite literally, comes to life.
It was here, the Bible says, that the Ten Commandments and the Ark came into being. It's my goal to follow the biblical path of Moses up the mountain to see if any archaeological evidence remains. But first, I'm going to make a quick stop at St. Catherine's Monastery here at the foot of the mountain. It's claimed that the original burning bush where God first revealed Himself to Moses still grows here. My guide is Father Justin, who's an expert on Moses and the Ark. He says this monastery was built to mark the very place where God first appeared to Moses.
Basilica. And the east is a holy place. This is the place where Moses came, the burning bush. This is also the world's oldest Orthodox monastery, with a history going back 17 centuries.
Father Justin is taking me to see the burning bush. Could this actually be the same bush where Moses heard God speak 3,000 years ago?
So, Father Justin, is this the burning bush, or is this just the same genus and species as the burning bush?
The bush is constantly renewing itself on its rootstock, so it is physically possible for a bush to live that long.
So that means that this is the burning bush, the same bush that Moses saw?
Yes.
Many people believe that this is the exact spot where God told Moses, "The ground wherein you stand is holy ground."
It was here that God revealed Himself. I am the God of Isaac. I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. But then the revelation of the law came at the peak of Sinai. It's a 3-hour climb from here. As high as the peaks are above us here, the peak of Sinai is above that.
Justin tells me that the path to the top of Mount Sinai is not for the faint of heart. That's because the mountain sits in one of the hottest deserts in the world. Daytime temperatures, 120 degrees. And the peak is 7,500 feet above sea level. I've decided to make the ascent at night. It's cooler. And to give me a head start, I'll go by camel. Riding up Mount Sinai on the back of a camel is definitely not the way Moses is said to have done it. But for me, it's a fun way to explore the high desert at night. I also learned to appreciate the sure-footedness of my four-legged friend as we climb higher and higher up the steep and narrow path.
Look, it's a camel parking lot. It's, I think, maybe 5 a.m. right now, and we'll make the rest of the journey to the top
On foot.
This is the first step of 750. 749.
These 750 steps are called the Path of Moses. With each step, I'm that much closer to what's said to have been one of the greatest encounters of all time. A meeting between Moses and the God of Israel.
Two hours by camel, another 45 by foot, and I made it to the top of Mount Sinai for the sunrise. And if you can just imagine when Moses was up here, that this whole peak was covered in smoke and fire, and you heard this deafening roar of the shofar, the ram's horn blowing, the thunder of God. It truly must have been a sight to see.
The book of Exodus says it was here that the Lord gave Moses the 2 tablets of the testimony, the tablets of stone inscribed by the finger of God. Today, the biblical account is all we have to document this amazing event. And the story continues, leading directly to the moment the ark is created. It tells us that Moses climbed down the mountain carrying the 10 Commandments, according to local tradition, on the same route I'm walking now. Then, at the foot of Mount Sinai, Moses ordered his people to build a spectacular treasure chest. The instructions were precise. It was to be a box of acacia wood almost 4 feet long and just over 2 feet wide and 2 feet high, all overlaid in pure gold. But it was the treasure inside the chest that was the greatest prize of all. The Israelites' most sacred and powerful possession, the 10 Commandments. Only the Levite priests were holy enough to carry the ark. No one else dared touch it. When it wasn't being carried, the ark was placed inside a portable shrine called the tabernacle. It held the Israelites' most precious possessions. But the most sacred of them all was the ark. Hidden deep inside the tabernacle's Holy of Holies, none but the highest priest could see it. According to the Bible, the Israelites carried the ark all the way from the foot of Mount Sinai to the Promised Land, where it came to rest in Jerusalem. After so many years of wandering in the wilderness, Jerusalem offered the Israelites an opportunity to establish a home. The Bible tells us the ark was brought here by King David, the ruler who made Jerusalem the Israelites' capital city. But then its fate becomes unclear. All we know is that soon after his reign, this most holy and revered possession disappeared from both Jerusalem and the pages of the Bible.
According to most biblical scholars, the Ark of the Covenant made its first appearance in Jerusalem around 1000 BC during the reign of King David.
Hi, George.
Hi.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Dr. Gabriel Barkai, an expert in biblical archaeology, is here to help me understand what happened next. So the Bible says that eventually the Ark makes its way to Jerusalem with David.
And then David's son, King Solomon, built a new royal compound which housed the Ark of the Covenant within it.
That compound was the first temple of Israel, built around 960 BC. The design of Solomon's temple was faithful to the appearance and orientation of the tabernacle which held the ark when the Israelites wandered the desert. As in the tabernacle, the temple's